Wow. All right, folks. I'm back with Jonathan Otto, who's taking the internet by storm. He's going viral everywhere. The biohacker, the medbec technology biohacker is what they're calling you now. And it's just like it's caught fire. You got to live up to the name, man. It's here. And I got a feeling, I feel like I helped create that. I mean, but you did, I mean, in a way, geniusly combine the red light and the PEMF mat together like a sandwich to create these amazing results. And people are, I'm getting emails like crazy talking about this thing. I'm benefiting from it. Dude, thank you for joining me on the show again. We got to do a lot more of these. We're helping thousands of people, maybe if not millions. But dude, you're catching fire all over the internet. So I feel like I took part in that a little bit.
Yeah, you totally did. I'm really grateful to you, David. You're a good
I
man,
mean,
and
this is
yeah,
crazy. It's like unreal. Like you're getting 100,000 views there, 50,000 views there. I mean, it's just wild, man. And it's all because of this hack that people are just writing about, saying, "Dude, this works." I don't know where you want to go first with this. Do you want to go first with the red light and then jump into the PEMF mat, or how do we do this?
yeah. No, good question. Well, look, I think that yeah, people getting a picture for why this concept of a med bed is why is what has drawn so much excitement for a good reason because people are desperate for solutions and I know a lot of people that are watching this right now they think about something like that and say wow, well, wouldn't that be amazing, wouldn't that be nice, I wonder what would be in store for me if I could get a hold of that type of technology. And I think that helping people understand the connection between what has been researched and what information is out there on what med bed technology is, and then how like pulse electromagnetic field therapy is either mirroring this and is this or is in parallel with it, and same with light therapies.
Well, I'm going to say this. The red light has made huge leaps and bounds in my life. I'm using it, I would say the max I'm using is about 3 to 4 times a week, and I'm doing anywhere. Sometimes I only have time for 5 minutes. Sometimes I'm doing about 30 minutes. I find myself falling asleep under it sometimes, but I try to get at least 5 minutes in. Like if I wake up in the morning and I got stuff I got to do, I at least to get 5, 10 minutes in, start my day. I feel good all day. It's kind of like that. I used to kind of have the similar feeling in a tanning bed or when I was out in the sun just for a certain amount of time. I'd have this charge, almost like a vitamin D charge. But in my emotional state, I I'm able to do my shows. I do, hey, folks. When you see me do my morning shows, I'm hitting the red light before I do my morning shows. Like, that's what I'm doing. That's like my ritual. I do the red light. I meditate. Sometimes I put meditation music on while I'm under it. Dude, these are the effects I'm having, at least for me. I go get my blood work done every month. They're seeing lots of improvements. And also, does this spike your vitamin D?
uh it's not directly but indirectly yes, because it's working on other processes that allow then you to use the ultraviolet light from the sun, which is around the 290 milliwatts, nanometers, and so because your cells are more primed for it, the cells have more voltage and energy that they're able to use the sunlight to create D, which is a hormone.
So, does this affect your hormones? Because for me, my hormones are really good right now. I just did a blood test. My testosterone's up, and I haven't been on hormone replacement therapy.
Yes,
Everything seems really good right now. And I know you said it helps the thyroid. So, that in my mind, I
is
would imagine
hormones.
helps everything.
Exactly. Yes. Red light absolutely works on hormones, and that's what you see in the studies specifically on Hashimoto's and other hypothyroid autoimmune cases, where you'll see that the participants in the red light group actually, and one I'm referencing over a 5 week study, 20 minutes twice a week, 10 sessions total. They have a 9 month follow up, which means they've been off it for almost an entire 8 months. And the red light group, they're able to produce LT4 by themselves. So they're all dependent on drugs to produce the thyroid hormone. They're using Synthroid or levothyroxine. And now 47% of them need zero. And then everyone in the group has a dramatic reduction in how much levothyroxine they need to take because their thyroid is now producing the thyroid hormone by itself.
Which you
So
lose weight.
Yes, exactly. And then so the byproduct of that is, and they did that in another study where they're looking at body mass index and hip to waist circumference and ratios, and everything had reduced, and people lost a lot of weight. But it's for multiple reasons because it's working like liposuction as well. So it's actually burning the fat and reducing swelling and edema while it's also targeting the thyroid, helping the thyroid produce thyroid hormone. Then that's going to make you lose weight. So there's all these different reasons why you're losing weight.
How close do you have to be to this thing, dude? I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm about half a foot away. I'm about this much away, sometimes a foot away. But
Yeah.
I put my face up to it close. I
Yeah.
know you told me to do that. I even opened my eyes into it.
It's awesome.
I've noticed some improvements in my eyesight. I haven't been wearing my glasses as much. You could go
Oh,
look at
that's
any of
awesome.
my videos. My eyesight's improving. I'm able to look at the words on my paper. So, but I've been doing this now for a couple months, or maybe more, longer than that now.
Oh yeah, maybe
Jesus,
6 months.
yeah. But I'm noticing the effects still. Like
Uh,
I'm noticing more and more results from this.
yes, that's amazing. And the funny thing is, every time you put your glasses on, you're kind of throwing back the results that you're having. Not saying that you shouldn't, because you got to drive. You got to try to work out how you're going to make your life work. But we could have really dramatic improvement in eyesight. Generally speaking, simply because we have studies for it. The UCL University found with just 3 minutes, eyes open in the morning with red light, 670 nanometers, which your device has, then you could expect a 17% improvement in your eyesight immediately, which is insane. And then that stacks, and that's why people will see it continue to get better. But then what happens is they kind of go back to the glasses that's pushing it back the other way, right? Your glasses keep pushing it the other way. So what you need to do is kind of wean down your prescription, or some people what they're doing throwing out their glasses. Then there's these other glasses you can get as well where it looks like somebody got a fork and stabbed a bunch of holes. And you look through these tiny little pinholes, and it's training your eyes to go for more sharpness. So you're actually strengthening your eyes by using like glasses like that, but then combined with red light
So
therapy.
like
So
a
eye
fly,
exercise.
like a fly.
I guess so. Yeah.
So
Exactly. But
so
you asked,
so
sorry, you asked how far to be away. I apologize. Just want to make sure I answer your question. At like 6 inches is fine. 3 inches, I think, is even better. I even do things which I'm not telling people to do this, but I even have things where I get a panel and put it directly on my body and lay with it laying against me. It is a little warm to do it that way, and the device heat will go
and
up
there's
to
no radioactive.
it's zero EMF. Yeah,
Right.
it's
I
zero
know that
EMF
the last
reading.
time you held like a Geiger counter to it, right?
Yeah, is it? Yeah, exactly. A meter, just like it. Yeah, zero reading. Whereas your phone is like blowing off the Richter
Yeah,
scale.
I
It'll
know.
make that thing
I
send
know.
off alarm bells. But people are happy to carry out in that pocket all day. I'm saying do 30 minutes with a device that has zero EMF. So it's kind of crazy that people would be worried about that. There's nothing to worry about. Or yeah, but generally speaking, just being a little bit away. But we were talking about the like combination with the pulse electromagnetic field
Well, hold
therapy
on.
and
Can
the
you
light.
show the red light panel that's next to you, right? You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
it on quite every
Yeah,
time
I
you
do.
get
I
at your
put it
desk. But
actually on about it's on about 10% of the light, so that it doesn't blow
does
out the
it
video.
help you like being that far away? It
Oh,
always helps.
I'm doing it just that's like mood lighting. But
Okay.
yeah, like it'll help me a bit because it's still getting my skin, and the near infrared will get through the clothing, but not to the same degree. So I'm kind of multitasking, but I'll also have like smaller panels like this, and I'll do experimental things where I'll sit that on my seat behind me.
I've got one like that and I travel with it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take it with me and I just sit in front of it like this. I mean, I'm not gonna, I can't go without it, bro. I do feel, I mainly feel an emotional effect, and that's what I go on because, a lot of people know my history, the drinking, all the stuff I've done to my brain, the punches to the head, all that stuff, man. Like I'm working overtime to hack my health and like try to get ahead of the ball, man, because I'm only getting older and I got to stay ahead of the ball. Like I put all the bad habits away. Now I'm just trying to introduce good habits into my life to stay ahead.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I respect that a ton. And I know that this is one of the things we were chatting about, David. Right? That guy right
Oh,
there.
there it is, dude. That's the immortal chamber deposit, folks. Now that you don't sell that, but that's like if you have a lot of money to fork over. How much is that? Oh, a $16,000 deposit, right? That's
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. How much is this thing? About a couple
One
hundred.
160, depending if you got state tax or whatever, like 170. And so like you got folks that, they just have insane net worths. I actually do consult for some, multi-billion dollar folks just as a friend, help them out with their health and things like that. And, so guys like that just, have
So how
unlimited
long did you,
income.
and that's incredible. How long does someone sit on, lay on that for?
Uh, this would be, I mean, look, it's using red light and pulse electromagnetic field therapy. And so, uh, my answer will go on studies, not even what they say, but it will be, and we could always also look at what they say, but it's that 30-minute mark. And it's probably depend, like you could do PMF therapy for even 8 hours. You could do it for like an extreme amount of time. You could sleep on a PMF mat. So you could do really extended periods. Red light, you're supposed to not go really beyond an hour and a half based on studies that are out there. Mind you, I always wait for these things to get proven wrong and see whether people can do more than
So they're
that.
hooked up to oxygen and
Yeah, it's a hydrogen
wow.
inhalation, but and so then you're looking
I
at
was
now
just gonna
how.
say, hold on. I was just gonna say, Jonathan, man, imagine that like in a hyperbaric chamber with
Yeah,
oxygen. Like that would be, and the frequencies, the whole thing, man. I don't, wow. I think that's next, right?
exactly. Exactly. And then what I could tell you about the hydrogen inhalation is that the thing that's better than that, I can only say these letters like Charlie, Derek, Sam. So they're all letters. Charlie, Derek, Sam. And those letters, if you look up that therapy, I just can't say it on this platform, but it's an oxygen rich therapy that you could just look up and just look up. I can't even say the books that are out there, but you look up, do some research on that, and then you'll find out that compound for oxygen will deliver about 10,700,000 oxygen molecules, and you can just buy it. You can actually buy it on Amazon. It'll cost, the second word is, yeah, I've got to be careful. I just can't say it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
just look up those letters and then look up the oxygen therapy that's about that. It'll cost you about $50. That'll last you up to 6 months. And so you can actually be drinking that, get into PMF and red light, and you could actually get better results than what you would get on this. And I'll tell you why you'd get better results is because to get the best benefit out of PMF, you use it at certain times. Like for example, before you go to bed. These clinics aren't open before you go to bed. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right,
If
right.
it's a
And
clinic
that's when I
or
use
to
mine.
get
I use mine at night and in the morning.
exactly, yeah, the red light best, like very much timed with the sun in the morning, in the evening. So you end up getting better results in a home unit because you're able to use it the way that your body is needing at the times it needs it. And so, like, let's say if you have the most souped up technology, and by the way, our red light is more advanced than this red light because it has more frequencies. We can have a look at that, and it has either the same or higher irradiance. So we can have a look at the exact specs on that. Okay, ready? Let's have a look. Um, multi-wavelength. So let's see. Why is it not telling me exactly which wavelength? So I'll come
Maybe
back to that, but
see
that's an
what I can.
example of the fact that they should be telling me which of the wavelengths, because why would you, order this if you didn't know what
Well,
the wavelengths
let's
are?
show your panels since people are going to be
Yeah,
ordering that.
absolutely.
So what we're going to show here, folks, is the way that Jonathan, and I like to take a little bit of credit, figured out the hack here to use the PEMF mat and the red light therapy combined to get the effects of that frequency your body needs, that vibrational frequency and laser, I guess red light, what is it? Laser LED, right?
Yeah, like light emitting diode, LED. Yeah, that's it.
Right. To combine the two to hack this type of the effects that maybe that a med bed does, right? I mean, that's what you're being known for now all over the internet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I appreciate you asking that. And
You got
just
to get your hairdo like that ancient aliens guy,
that,
like Einstein and shit.
oh, that's funny, dude. Um, that'd be really funny. And disclaimer on the reason why, like, without pulling up their exact wavelengths, the reason I know I've done a lot of research. There's no other devices other than one other group that I know that are doing 9 and 10 wavelength devices, and so here you've got all the 9 different wavelengths. And like, because what they've done is they've, because they're combining it, they've also had to kind of just do what they can to fit something into one device. And so that's why I'm saying like the most ideal thing is to get a specialized device in each of the areas, and then you're able to get the best kind of treatment. And so here's an example where you've got 9 different wavelengths: 480, 590, 630, 660, 670, 810, 830, 850, and 1060. And we've looked at all the different modalities, what they do for various conditions, which is kind of fascinating to know that it's tapping into so many different therapeutic applications. But to explain, just to give you an idea of what that looks like real time, that's an example of one of the small units. It's a bit bigger than the one I had just behind me there, which is
Right.
which is
How
which
big
is
do these things come?
oh yeah, like you've
Like,
got
the ones you
well
sent me, are those the biggest ones, or are they like
no,
mid range?
there are ones slightly bigger than that.
How dare you?
Just did you say how dare you?
Is that how dare you? I thought I was supposed to get the biggest one, man.
Yeah, no, no. I just have to get you another shipment. I think it was like shortly thereafter where we came out with that. And so that's really funny. No, bro, we could spec
No,
you
I'm
out.
happy with what I got. Trust me.
You're
Yeah, man,
you're
I'm
fine,
totally
man.
happy with what I
I
got.
love it. So yeah, that's an example where you've got again the 9 different wavelengths. You've got the dual, and you could see that when you pull this up, you could see that there's 9 different frequencies. But I want to quickly come over to um, the pulse electromagnetic field therapy, because this is the part that we've started educating on this with you and your audience more recently, but this is like what that tech looks like, and this is such an accessible way to
Okay,
get
so here's the mat. Here we go.
yeah,
Red light PMF mat.
which
Interesting.
is kind of insane that we've been able to stack in the light, the infrared heat, and the PMF. And so the primary function is the PMF bed, but it has a secondary application for infrared heat, which is far infrared, different to near infrared and red, which is into the couple thousand, 2, 3, 4,000 nanometers. And then the red light therapy, which you can see in these red bulbs coming out. And so you'll see the examples here of this breakdown, and here are the different layers with the photon light layer, the gemstones, the non-toxic top grade PU low EMF far infrared heating layer, PMF system layer, etc. You see it all, but it's tapping into this 1 to 30 hertz range, which is mirroring the Earth's natural electromagnetic rhythm, such as the Schumann resonance. And this helps regulate and optimize cellular energy, aid in reducing inflammation, promoting recovery, improving sleep quality and overall relaxation, restore
So
balance.
when do you hold on? Time out. When do you? How long should people lay on these mats?
It
And
typically, go ahead.
no, yeah, and what times during the day? I mean, I would imagine your body's like a clock, right? So you got to
Yeah.
like, it's good to time it, like when to do it at a certain period of time at a certain time of the day. I would imagine.
Yeah, like there can be some enhanced benefits, for example, doing it before you go to sleep to get a better restful night's sleep. But the key is any time in the day that you do it, you're going to have extreme benefits. That's one thing. And then so one I would, the simple answer is just do it whenever you can, because not everyone has a super flexible schedule. But then before bed for sleep, and then anytime during the day. The studies often don't tell you what time they did it, and they don't seem, and which tells you that it's not heavily dependent on that for people to get benefit, which is good. Kind of, it's not an issue with that side of things. But but you asked how long this was, typically they're doing it twice, 3 times a week, and then others are doing it every day. And this was 9 sessions, 1 hour each. And this was with osteo arthritis. And this was showing that the group that had PMF treatment saw a drop in pain within 1, 3, and 6 months, and the pain relief continued for up to 6 months without any side effects. And the fake treatment group didn't get any results, which
Wow.
is good to know. Like that, it's not a
Now,
placebo.
now I'm saying for best results, I say get both, folks, the red light and this,
Yeah,
the PMF mat, but you don't have to, obviously. You can
no,
do whatever you want to do here. I don't know people's
exactly.
budgets, but I mean, and now you can finance this equipment as well, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So you could break it up over 1, 3, 6 months. Sorry, yeah, as you could do 4 payments. I was referencing that study. That study was 1, 3, and 6 months. No, like you could do 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. So meaning that it would work out like, whether it's $50 a month or whatever over that course of time, depending on what you're choosing. So it becomes really easy to do. And then, it costs you over $100 for a single session to get it at a
So
clinic.
what
So
I'm doing, I'm getting really creative with this stuff, and
yeah,
I'm putting binaural beats on as I lay under the red light, and so that way I'm hearing the frequencies. I'm doing meditation. I'm absorbing the red light. I mean, all of this together to me is the answer, man. This is
yeah,
new science. This is new technology. This is where it's all going.
yeah,
Light and vibration, man. Light and frequency. That's it.
exactly. It
And
works, and
sound.
it's
That's why I've been adding the binaural beats.
oh, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
And folks, you could just get that on an app.
Exactly, and add it into your treatment plan. Exactly, binaural beats on an app on your phone, your Android or
Right,
your
right.
iPhone. Exactly, add that in. Why not? What's stopping you? Like surround yourself with all these treatments and therapies all in one. I'll quickly show you this. This is a 2 week period testing the magnetic field strength of 150 millitesla, which is what we've done with our device. Because when you're choosing a device, you're checking the specs, right? So we showed you the highest irradiance over 200 milliwatts with a red light device, and then the 9 different wavelengths. So then you're choosing a good device. And I'll share with you guys some results quickly as well. But this is now using the 1 to 30 hertz range, mirroring the Earth's Schumann resonance, and then it's using 150 millitesla for the field strength. And this was a 2 week period, human stem cells, exposing them to this 150 and the 80 millitesla. And in the cells, there was no sign of toxicity or negative effects on the stem cells when they were doing this frequency to the stem cells. And then the 150, specifically, this group showed a clear trend towards higher expression of key healing factors like collagen, VEGF, vascular endothelial growth factor, and bone building proteins. VEGF, in particular, helps create new blood vessels essential for tissue repair and recovery. So that's for everyone. It's not just an athlete that needs tissue repair. Everyone, anyone that's going through inflammation, these are all important processes. And so that's the clinical study there. But just and really quickly, Nino, I feel like these different aspects are so that people can understand that what you're doing with far infrared sauna therapy, red light, and with PMF, pulse electromagnetic field therapy. I'm specifically now zeroing into PMF therapy. You can have a look at how it's working with the immune system, how it's working with, I mean, like this is depression, glioblastomas, which are brain, the big C word, knee osteoarthritis and pain. So using these fields to strengthen the body's natural healing processes. And the results are almost unbelievable in these clinical studies. Bone healing. PMF is helping people have greater bone density. So PMF works by sending safe low magnetic pulses through tissues, stimulates cells involved in bone repair. These encourage bone forming cells to grow, improve blood flow, and reduce bone loss. Many animal studies, PMF improve bone strength, density, and healing. These are important factors because if your skeleton isn't strong, then your health isn't good. Your stem cells aren't getting produced properly in your bones. This one PMF for fibromyalgia, this was 21 women. It was widespread pain, fatigue, and poor quality of life. This was 8 weeks, and they had a fake placebo group. The women who had PMF reported much bigger improvements in pain and symptoms compared to the placebo group. They had overall less pain, fewer severe symptoms, and better daily functioning. Quality of life scores also improved. And so that's a really good finding there. Autoimmune disease, it's working. PMF is because it's improving cellular energy and circulation, balancing the immune system activity, reducing chronic inflammation. You'll see here in the cancer studies, these are really important because
Call it the big C.
the big C
We're on
studies.
fluff.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, bro. When the breast big C were exposed to low frequency PMF, it slowed their growth, triggered cell death, and pushed them into a state called senescence, where the cells stop multiplying but don't die right away. Remarkably, normal healthy cells weren't just unaffected; they actually showed signs of improved health and increased growth. This suggests that PMF might offer a safer and alternative solution. I'll say that much on that. But you see this one,
Right.
these
And they
treated
take
big
it
C cells.
with chemo.
Yeah, exactly. You'll
I
see
mean, I
that in a
would.
lot of these studies.
Right.
Exactly, because well, look at this study. And by the way, this one shows that normal fibroblasts weren't affected by the possible harmful effects of PMFs, meaning that there just weren't any, and it increased their cellular viability. I'll answer your question here with this. Look at this. So it's used for helping people recover from harmful effects of the other therapies that we all know have like because it's working with pain relief, uh, calming the nerve activity, reduce inflammation, regulating cellular signals. PMF lowers harmful inflammatory responses, improves circulation, oxygenation. And these are the key things to understand. It's all about oxygenation. PMF, red light, they work with oxygenation
Dude, my mind's
and
going crazy with this stuff, like all the benefits and things that you can add to it, like oxygen, the binaural beats, the red light, the PMF mat. I mean, all that right there, man, is just like that's a chamber in itself if you can create that
yeah, it's so true, man.
or
It's so
mimic
true.
that in some kind of way, even if you're rigging it in some kind of way to where, okay, you're wearing oxygen in the nose, you got the red light on top, you got the mat under you, you got the binaural beats playing. Hey, man, you just hacked it. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? That's what I'm thinking right now.
Exactly. And why shouldn't you look up Wim Hof and learn the deep breathing techniques while you're doing it? Because then you're enhancing your oxygenation.
Right? You're
Why not do it?
enhancing healing, man.
Exactly. Why not do a fast for 3 days? You'll produce so many more stem cells. And then with the red light and the far infrared and the near infrared and the PMF and the oxygen with the deep breathing, you're going to be stimulating those stem cells to go do their work, mature, and produce more of them and healthier cells. It's just remarkable when you understand that. And then finally, this one revitalizing the mitochondrial function. So PMF is actually also working with the mitochondria, which is amazing, but primarily through the pulsed electrons versus through light, which is just another pathway. And again, I think we talked about this. When you look at God's creation, you go outside, you lie down on the ground. If you're not exposed, ideally, again, like not exposed, but PMF, you can be clothed on it. Unlike with light, you're better off not to be. But anyway, but you'll see that you'll get light on one side of your body, you get the Earth's electrons on the other side of your body,
Mm.
whether you're standing with your feet grounded or whether your body's lying up against the ground. And so this is mirroring what happens in the world and the Earth
Nature.
that God's created. Yes, and you're breathing oxygen at the same time. But yeah, but what you're doing with this, so why you would do this is because you're enhancing that by 10, 20, 30, 50, maybe even 100 times because you can measure these things with meters. And what you'll do, you're putting so much more and you've kind of hacked the system in a good way. God kind of like arguably has partnered with humanity to help make this accessible to us and
Well, people go to
extremely
work, they
therapeutic.
come home, they're tired, they got kids, they got all this stuff they got to do. All you're saying is turn on the red light, bing, put on the PMF mat and lay on it and just lay there and do your deep breathing exercises for 10, 15 minutes and go to bed.
Yep, you got it,
There you
man.
go, man.
It's beautiful, right? It's so beautiful. And so people in pain and just to answer anyone, like, sometimes people say, "Hey, look, I wish I could afford something like this." And I think about a woman that I just interviewed her, and it was a beautiful story. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. She didn't have a lot because she had to quit full-time work because she was in such horrible pain. She was in a 9 or 10 out of 10 pain. She's a massage therapist. So she bought a belt like this, right? And so I'm just turning it on this, several different wavelengths here. And then she started putting this on her body. She went to a 0 out of 10 pain.
My pain's
Um,
amazing right now. I'm doing a lot of different things though. I'm taking C60, I'm taking methylene blue, but I'm under the red light 3 to 4 times a week.
yeah,
And that is what I've been just consistent on.
dude, that's amazing. Absolutely. So this woman, she goes to a 0 out of 10 pain. Yeah. No, you got to go back to bed, big man. This is my 6-year-old.
Oh,
And she went to a 0 out of 10 pain. She went back and claimed her job back, like as a massage therapist, part-time work, which is $4,000 a month that she was now missing. That's which she reclaimed. She was terrible at math, so when I was interviewing her, I was like, "So what's that for the year?" She's like, "I don't know." And so I kind of baited her into it, and she said, "Okay, Okay, so, about $48,000. So $48,000 she's kind of like she's saved because she's
Feeling
per
good.
year. Yeah, exactly. And she's like, and then over the course of 10 years, she did that math pretty easy, about $500,000 that she reclaimed because it doesn't get any better. Like, so just think about
No.
her future. It's not like she's gonna just magically get out of pain. So in 10 years' time, you think she's just gonna magically just get better. And like it has to be a reason that you get better. Otherwise things get worse because you're getting older too.
Yeah,
And
100%.
yeah, so
And you're
she
facing all the ailments, all the stuff in the food. I mean, just bombarded daily with stuff. Dude,
yeah.
odds are stacked against us.
Exactly. And so here was this person that for like less than $300, basically reclaimed in this case, like I'm just do the math on it, $500,000 over the course of 10 years that she was going to miss out on. And so, and then she went from, wow, wow, that's amazing. But then it was like, it wasn't about the money. It was about the quality of life that she now has. Like 8 or 9 out of 10 pain. That's all you're thinking about at that point.
No, no, and I
And you
was doing
can't,
that too. I had gritting my teeth daily, like, oh, like I just couldn't get up and go do something. It took
wow.
away all my energy, man. Now I feel great. I feel really good. I'm able to get up, do my podcast, go to the gym sometimes twice a day. Dude, I'm constantly active, man. And it's because I believe I'm adding all these things into my repertoire, my arsenal. And red
Wow.
light is a big factor. So I got to thank you for
Oh,
really being the biohacker that you are.
yeah, bro. No, you're welcome, man. And that reminds me of this woman, Joanne. She's 92. She's about to turn 93 and macular degeneration. So she regained sight on a peripheral vision. She was able to see. And like we started this talking about med bed technology. She was within 21 minutes, Nita, this carer that was taking care of. We documented all this. We document everything. And then she had it over her eyes, opened her eyes, and she didn't really know what was going on because she actually has had mild dementia. She's seeing major improvements there as well. And then she said, "What's happened to my TV?" I may have showed this story before. She said, "What do you
Yeah.
mean?" Nita says, "Yeah." And then she says, "I can read it." And she turns to the stock channel. I can read this. So that was immediately, and that's what the studies show: an immediate improvement in eyesight of 17%, which is the difference on average, which is the difference between reading and not reading for most people. And so, like, yes, like this is an example where, she got her life back and she's able to go out eating out now. She can do lots of things.
Beautiful.
We just keep seeing these case studies over and over again, whether it's pain, whether it's the big C, whether it's autoimmune, whether it's a thyroid condition, whether it's,
All around health.
yes, it just keeps going. And I'm not going to make any claims, but I will tell you that there's there's things that we're seeing that is just making my life's work make sense now, and I just feel really grateful to witness it. I just am happy when I go on shows like yours. The guests tell me that of all the guests, even the guys that have almost only doctors on their shows, they're saying like by far we get the best results from anyone that listens
I
to what you
totally
do.
believe this.
Yeah,
You don't have to sell me.
yeah,
Let's see. Where do people go to get this
yeah.
stuff, folks? Like he said, you could finance it. It's myredlight.com and mypemfmat.com. Use code Nino, right? On
Yes,
both or what?
absolutely. Yes. Yes, myredlight.com and then mypemfmat.com. And then I'm going to show you this really quickly because there is on mypmfmat.com, which is MAT, just one T, obviously, but you just got to say it. I'll show you what you can do. There's a different code for that, which is the same name, but it's Nino. And what you do is when you're putting in Nino, you put just making sure. Okay, why did I lose my tech skills right now? Um, they're coming back to me. They're coming back. Here we go. Here we go. There's the button. Okay, so this is what you look at here. Just put in this code, which is Nino25, and that
Nice.
to clarify that particular point, that's far infrared heat. So again, you that's where you get your body temperature up. That's where you can activate like the heat shock proteins. Again, 25% off. It saves over $200. But those studies there show specifically that's infrared heat. These studies are incredible, quicker rehabilitation, better blood circulation, enhanced functional
Send me
strength.
one of these as well. I don't think I
Yes.
asked one last time. You haven't sent it.
Yes, exactly. You got it. You got it. Pain relief, improved sleep, stress reduction, enhance overall wellness. This is the enhance blood flow, amplify recovery, deliver full body comfort. And this range is rarely seen as well, the 86 Fahrenheit to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. And this one, I just quickly, which one I wanted to show you, the heat shock proteins. Oh, yeah, look at this. So infrared sauna study. This is DNA and cellular repair, right? So look at that. So it's activating protective proteins called heat shock proteins that assist in cellular repair. It stimulates the mitochondria, energy factories, boosts ATP production. It improves blood flow and oxygen delivery. So that's an additional therapy. I didn't get to cover that in detail, but that's the key aspect of it. And that's why sauna therapy is used in almost all the regenerative therapy
Wow.
work. And so then that's it. It's completely specced out, and it's so cool because normally you would pay 10 times at least that, six, seven, even $10,000 for a sauna, but you can get this in your home, and people don't even have space for them half the time. So you can get this therapy finally through a blanket. You can be in your living room, and this far infrared heat is unrivaled. And then the Red Life PMF mat, use the code Nino25. You're saving over $400. It's 25% off discount. So from 17 down to 1200. And then all the specs that I mentioned with the 150 millitesla, the irradiance of the photon lights at 180 watts. And then you've got the 1 to 30 hertz hertz PMF frequency, and the year warranty, and then there's the bundle there. So you use Nino 30 if you're getting both the sauna blanket and the PMF mat, and it's over 770 in savings. So free shipping in the United
But
States, and
just
then we could do
Nino
the
on the red
payments.
light, right?
Correct, correct. And so there's a bunch of savings on that website. So what that means is as well that that's already activated, and then so that Nino code will get that, and so you could see that, yeah. So you just put in myredlight.com, and that's where you end up there. So you can read more about it. And then these packages come with like some of them there come with the PMF mat and the sauna blanket. So it's a
Wow.
massive saving if you go there. And the other way is if like people want to with the mypmfmat.com, then you'd go to this page, and then again you just input the code at checkout and secure that discount there. And yeah, it's awesome because by doing this, like I mentioned, you just end up saving money. It ends up becoming the cheapest thing that you could do because, like think about over 10 years, like it's like less than did the math on like the PMF mat. It's like 15 cents a session. It's
No,
crazy.
I know. I'm living proof of this, dude. I'm able to get up every morning, do my podcast, to go to the gym. That's all I want. That's all I need for my life right now. And you're enabling that for me. So thank you,
It's
Jonathan.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, folks. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it. Share the wealth and health, baby. Thank you so much, Jonathan. I appreciate you coming on. Anything else?
No, that's great. No, I just like, I like people getting out of pain, people getting out of misery, people looking forward to a better future, people thinking about something that could be shared with their loved ones, shared by everyone in their home. Like some people with med beds, they say med beds need to be free. But
Yeah.
med beds can be free to everyone you love and care about. Med beds can be free to your children and your spouse because you made a purchase. Like there's technology that is being invested in. So just like understand those premises, but then it becomes a free therapy, and like think about what people are spending on everything to try to just maintain their life,
Right.
pain medication
And
and
what people
things to
spend on
make themselves look
pills,
better.
dude. Just pills, my gosh. Insane.
And
It's
and
the science is going a different direction now. Light therapy, man. That's it, man.
and you're
Light
not getting better.
frequency.
Yeah. Exactly. And you're doing two things at once. You're getting better from like you're relieving pain immediately, but you're getting to the root cause of what's causing the pain. And then
Right.
you're doing it for like nothing in comparison and in terms of what you're spending. And it's one thing that does everything. Like
Yeah.
the whole point of a med bed is that it does everything. And that's why you look at the categories where it's like super fast regeneration. Some healing in different conditions is minutes to hours, and then others days, and then others weeks. And so you go down the autoimmune category. You go through even some of the big C studies are like 1 week studies, which is insane, but they're on PubMed. Like 1 week and people are out of it, and that doesn't make sense. But
No.
it's like what you read about. But then depression, people within an hour get depression scores, and they've dropped
I already know
dramatically.
that helps
The
me. I
next
already
hour
know that's helping me.
is, yeah,
It's
exactly.
insane. It,
So
dude,
that
it's
that
light
is.
therapy.
Exactly. That's the thing that people are looking for. You're talking about rapid healing, fracture healing, the wound healing, super quick, sometimes and like hours, pain relief, hours, even minutes, like be immediate relief when people are on it. And so and I just make these arguments because people then argue the other way and say it's not it, and then they just don't even do anything about their condition, always waiting. So
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, I don't want people to suffer, and that's why I talk emphatically about these things. This is why I do the work I do in northern Kenya with famine relief, and we see people that are. One of the women that's inspired me the most, Elizabeth, blind farmer. I'm not exaggerating. Watch all my footage on this. She's a blind farmer. She learned how to farm while being blind, retracing her steps, and she got into she hired an assistant because with the seeds and the training that we gave her, she was able to have financial freedom. And so if she could do that, what can you and me do with just finding a way to make it work for us so that we don't have to suffer?
And this is
And
why you're going viral with this stuff. The biohacker right here, folks. Jonathan Otto.
yeah, thank you so
Jonathan,
much, brother.
thank you so much for joining me.
I appreciate it.
God bless you, brother. All right,
Yeah.
folks. Use code Nino 25 and Nino 30 for the package deal. Later.
And then Nino on myredlight.com.
Oh, yeah, it's just Nino on
Yeah,
redlight.com. All
yeah.
right, late.